Howdy Angels! So I'm about to head off to my Army drill weekend, and I know some of you may be surprised to learn that I'm in the Army Reserve. When I first tell people that I'm in the Army, I inevitably get one question right off the bat. What is it like to be a gay Army officer? Well, to provide that perspective, it's best to talk about what it was like before the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and now afterwards. Before the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, I was not an Army officer. I was still in Army ROTC, or Army Training during college. And during that time, there was a lot of talk about gays in the military. Because we were talking about Don't Ask, Don't Tell repeal, it was all over the news. And I was a very vocal advocate for repeal in my organization. Even though I was an advocate for repeal, I was still in the closet. Because even though it was unlikely to get kicked out of the Army at that time for being gay, it was still a legal possibility. So while I kept my orientation to myself, I still did my best to convince other people that repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell was the only correct thing to do, and it was the right thing for the Army as a whole. Because of my support for repeal, I was actually taken aside by other soldiers and told that I needed to keep my opinions to myself, because I could really get in trouble for saying such things. When the repeal finally went into place, each unit was individually briefed by their commanders. It was definitely one of the most interesting briefings I've ever been in, just seeing the reaction of my unit. My commander opened up the brief by saying, "Now look everyone, I'm pretty old-fashioned, but this is the way things are now, so we have to adapt." Later on in the briefing, when he posed a hypothetical question of whether or not chaplains had to serve gay soldiers, half the room yelled yes, the other half thundered no. There was clearly a lot of confusion about the place of gay soldiers in the military still. And some people clearly had the intention of treating us as second-class citizens. Towards the end of the briefing, my commander decided it would be a good idea to offer tips to gay soldiers. Because of DOMA, many restrictions were still in place, regardless of your marital status in your state. If I'm married to a man in California, the Army still doesn't recognize that, because it's a federal organization. So my commander suggested, if you wanted to live with your partner on base, it would be a good idea to list them as a housekeeper or a nanny, because otherwise they would be unable to live with you in government housing. Since I commissioned as an officer and repeal has gone into place, I haven't faced nearly as much discrimination on a day-to-day basis. Yes, the word gay is still used derogatorily in the military, but I haven't really felt that I have been discriminated against by anyone who has found out that I'm gay. It's not that I'm in the closet, it's just that I don't really talk about it to my soldiers. So here's the deal. This weekend is my unit's family day, which is essentially the day when we all bring in our spouses, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, children to meet the unit and each other. And here's the sad fact. I'm scared to bring a partner with me. I'm scared of what my soldiers will think of me, of them losing respect for me. I'm scared of my superiors not liking it. I'm afraid of how it could affect my career progression. Now I know it's not a good thing to be a cowardly Army officer, and I'm not scared of going to war, but I am scared of this. And I know it's messed up too, because I strongly believe that the best way to advance gay rights is to be a normal person, to be an out and proud person, to truly show your love for your fellow man in more ways than one. So this is where DOMA comes into play, because ultimately what DOMA is societal and governmental support of discrimination against gay troops. It's what supports my fears, and it's what isolates me. If there's one thing that you hear all the time in the military, it's that a strong family makes a strong soldier. What DOMA does is deny the very thing that we're told is vital to our success, that's crucial to our strength. It denies gay soldiers the designation of family. You see, DOMA must fall, and out of its fall we will rise up, as an army, as a military, and as a nation.